Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Galactic Frit. I'm going to bring you right now a little video. This is a review of Hospitality, the series that was created by Hospital. This one started back in 2010. They have a total of 5 installments at the moment: 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, and 2015. I'm going to start here with, of course, the first one, 2010, and I'm going to make a little review on each one of these compilations. I let you know what I can see in each one, and I let you also know which is my best recommendation to you. So in this case, what we got here is a very, very important part when it comes to music. The first installment in the series needs to be a point of entry that lives for its legacy, and in this case 2010 was a great installation. I'll let you know this is a very, very solid installment. It has all types of combinations and explanations basically for the Hospitality label. In this case, Hospital Music. It's a Hospital Recordings label, and Hospitality can be a label in itself by all of this music that it has, but it's part of Hospital. It's a compilation that they created. It's once again, as I mentioned before, it's a very solid installation in this series of drum and bass. So basically, I can let you know right now in this installment we have the likes of London Electricity, New Tone, and High Contrast. Basically the three knights of Hospital, the ones that started basically everything back then in 1996 when Hospital started making music. So for the moment, I'll give you my recommendations on this installment. We have a little song by BJ Markey and the Spy. The name of the song is Riff Raff. The next recommendation will be the song by Culture Shock, which is Years. A song by London Electricity, which is Just 1 Second, the 8-bits remix. We also have a little other recommendations, like the song Sunshades by Violet, the song by Iku Inara, but the song Brief, and of course High Contrast. The song is Return of Forever, a very classical song indeed, and of course, as I mentioned before, it's a very solid installment to start with the Hospital series, which is recommended, and comes next with the next installment. In this case we have a very solid installation, but when it comes to 2011, in my opinion, also just as I said with the 2010, it's not the best of the installments. It's a solid installment. It has its own vibe to it, and it has some pretty good songs too, but in my opinion it's even less quality than what we got in 2010. So basically here we have some very good installments, some very good songs that include very, very few masterpieces. In my opinion, London Electricity, Just 1 Second, the 8-bits VIP remix is the most notable song of all the compilation. We also may consider some songs by Danny Bird and Cameron Crooked, and also the Joe Synthet's Fire England, and also there seems to be some other installments in this area and some other songs that really gave this compilation a good feel and a good installment. But it seems like, as I mentioned before, it's not the best one in the series in my opinion, and it's also lacking in some areas like the shell out music. This one is a pretty heavy installment. It has its good music, but it's not as good as the first one in my opinion. It's still missing some of that vibe that the first installment had. And then comes with the, of course, the other installment. From here, the only song that I can really recommend to you with complete honesty, it's the London Electricity Just 1 Second, the 8 bits VIP remix. That's the only song that I can honestly recommend to you. And that's basically what I can say about Hospitality 2011. We follow up with Hospitality 2012. Uh, this one really nailed it. It nailed it every single aspect that was lacking on the 2011 installment. It had the battery story of the first one, and it also had on the second one some heavy and pretty good songs that were hitting pretty hard. And this installment had the various songs compilation that really extremized my feelings. It's in my opinion, it's my favorite of all the installments. It's a very solid installment with the likes of Spy. Also includes some music by London Electricity. But if I'm going to give you the ones that I recommend for you to hear, is the song by Spy, Seconds to Midnight. That's a great installment. We're talking about a high grade music right there. What about Madoc Avalon? That's where it's at. A great song, of course. We got also another songs, very good songs indeed, like Came on Crooked, Hot Pursuit. We also had the Negus, 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 the Kites, High Contrast, Fearful Symmetry. That's a great song. And we also had the next song in the series, which is Calibri Blazing. That was a great, very dope song. I really recommend it. I also have for you the recommendation that comes from the Urban Down, Astrolabe, Logistics, Fiberglass. Beautiful song. We also have the Face and Rockwell, which is a rat race. That song, it's a bit hard, but it's also very solid. We also have Brooks and Brothers, Snowman. That's a song for the chills. Great song, massive music, and I cannot stop recommending this music. Still Loud Affair, that one is a very rhythm bass sound, and that also could be a pretty good one for dancing in the gym, you know. And also, Logistics Back to You brings back that vibe of the, just like the last song that I mentioned, Sweet Love Affair. That one has also some reggae on it, so it's a very massive interpretation of battery and also installation on the series. So they install themselves among the best songs that you could ever hear on the Hospitality series. We also have Virgo by Marcus and Talits. Great song. And Makuto Bubbles, a little shell out song. But as you heard right now, this one is in my opinion, the strongest installment. It's a great, very good installment. Basically, all the songs have something that you might like. As I mentioned before, there's another song actually has the High Contrast featuring Tisto and some other good producers. So you could find right there a very good set of songs. That's Hospitality Drum and Bass 2012, and that's a great compilation, of course, as you heard from me. So I really recommend it, just as all the other songs that are recommended from the past installments. But in this case, we're going to continue. We got to go to Hospitality 2013. 2013, it's a great installment. It's among the best in my opinion, and it actually has the vibe that the third one had in 2012 in the first one, the one that established Hospitality as a great hitter when it comes to yearly installments, when it comes to, of course, compilations and drum and bass music. So in this case, you can see, or maybe you cannot really see, but hear that this is a great installment. It actually includes some music that it's very hard and very cool, very hitting, and that kick on the bass, those synths, the battery, everything that you can hear coming from drum and bass 2013. It's just out of this world. It sounds very good, but I'll let you know the songs that I can recommend to you. Starting first with Logistics, The Grid. Also going to here do the recommendation for Netsky, 500 Days of Summer. Also, I recommend Freebie Rapids, The Purple Gates, Those, Face Your Fears, and the Metric Drift. Massive sound right there. So the Place It Cold Light, actually that's a very good song. Technicolor, LSB, and Chromatic. Rotary Motion. That's a great song, people. Actually, when I go more deeper in this series, you can actually find one of the most sickest sound in the entire installment. It's the Bassline Sinker by Joe Sentitz. That's some heavy music. Really deep, great bass, great sounds. It's just totally rude. It established a song for some kind of mood. As I mentioned before, drum and bass is not for all the people. I wish that it was, but not all the people will like this performance. I actually also recommend some other songs like Sub-Zero, Digital Blues. That's a great song. Sub-Zero is the developer right there, the producer, sorry. And actually we got some other songs like, let me check from here in my installments. We have the Smoke Screen by Peter. I actually also recommend the Hovercraft by Quadrant, Kid Hoops and Iris, and No Strings Attached by Nitsky, also a great song. And that's what I can say about 2013. As you heard before, that's a great installment, just as 2012, and they were on the rise right there actually. And actually, I think that many people loves this installment. But what comes after this is the one that took 2 years to come out, because as you can see here, we're skipping 2014. This one just came out in 23rd January 2015, the latest in the series, Hospitality 2015. This one, it's a serious installment. It's actually, in my opinion, the most major installment in all the series, the one in which hospital recordings really defines what is drum and bass. They don't go all the way out and show out like very deep or very high bass kicking music or very chill out music. They basically have music for everyone. They don't show out a very hard or a very sweet side. They find a sweet spot, a very sweet spot, in which everyone enjoys this compilation, because it's the huge and the biggest of the 5 that are out there, which 60 songs are included in that compilation. 60 songs in total. Imagine how much music it's included in this single compilation. sets the total songs. But sometimes, of course, we prefer quality over quantity. Of course, we do that. And as much as we love to have many songs, we prefer to hear good songs over many. So in this case, what this installation comes to show up, it's that it has some pretty good hitters too, and it continues with the same vibe that the very first one established back in 2010, in 2012, and 2013, with many songs that vary from hard drum and bass, sweet drum and bass, chill drum and bass, basically all the flavors as I mentioned before. So we have here my recommendations, which are the next ones. It's a Spy by Lost Orbit by Spy. That's a very good one. The Etherhood Amen Road Trip. That's a great song too. We also have the Urban Down Warp Drive. Metric Make the Floor Burn BIP. We continue also with Roy Green and Proton Wake Up. That's a great song too. And I actually also recommend, well, that's a very good hidden song by DJ Hazard at Dead Sport. That's a great song too. We go also out in the Hybris Time Loop, which continues the legacy by Joe Sentitz with Baseline Sinker back in 2013. Hybris Time Loop, it's like the Joe Sentitz Baseline Sinker in the 2013 installment. Very heavy synths and drum and bass. That's a hard hitting sound right there. We actually continue with Logistics Ammunition, which is a great reggae interpretation and of course implementation into the drum and bass world. Then continue with Anna Losing My Mind. That's a very good song. I cannot stop recommending that one. The next song that I will recommend will be Hybris, which is Garbage Truck, which is a very hard hitting sound too. And I also will out and recommend also Common Strange Overseas. Wow, that's a deep song. Very deep song. And it's very lit, chilled and laid out. Song by Spy. We continue with Changes. That's a great song too. And then comes next with HLC as in zebra. Blue Sand. Wow. I just take my cap. That's a gentleman right there. That's a great song. My respect to that composer. We actually continue these compilations with the next one on the series that I of course recommend, which is Balance by Newtone. A new song by Newtone, one of the first three compilation and creators of music in this label back in 1996, starting all the way back there. Wow, the old school really stays forever. So we continue of course with Risho Deadly Premonition. That one is a very good song with the likes of actually the 2012 song by Spy, Seconds to Midnight. And then we continue with London Electricity Vapor Trails with the LSB remix. That song, it's the definition of tribute. That song is the definition of tribute. That's how you pay respect to your elders. That's a great remix. If you want to make a remix and make it right, look towards that sound. That was great. That song was great. Look to hear the original one by London Electricity, Paper Trails, and then hear the LSB remix that he released now in 2015. Wow, that was great. And then we continue up with this sounds. And well, Dead Star and Brady in 1993. That was a great song too, very old school and very good samples right there. It's all about those very crazy and good samples in the drum and bass genre. So basically, after this, all I can say is that that's all that I can really recommend with my honest opinion and feeling on this. And of course, this is a great setting for a great set that you have right now on this 5 installments. And in the end, what I do right now is to let you know how I place these from 5 to 1. So we're going to start first with the worst and end up with the best, in my opinion. This is according to my recommendation. This is my opinion. This is not a fact. Many people will see that maybe the worst for me is the best one for them. But in my opinion, in my taste of music, this is how I'll place them. And well, everything will start with the number 5, which is exactly 2011 gets the last place. It's a very solid installment for its purpose, but it was lacking a lot of that vibe that the other installments had. It's basically the weakest of all, and by not by the huge notch that we'll ever see in your life, but it's a very clear notch. It's not a quality installment like you will expect, not even close to the first place or second or even the third place in my opinion, but it's there. And it's a good compilation. I don't pay it too much respect because of what it's lacking. It has good songs, but very few. And actually, as I mentioned before, only one of them was recommended by me, so that really speaks out for the lacking that this compilation has. Okay, we go for number 4, and here we go. Number 4 is Drum and Bass 2010. Basically, 2010 was a great start. It was a great definition for Hospital, and it's really a very good start for the series on the hospitality. I really do recommend it, but I actually have it in the first spot. And of course, this one is the starting of those compilations that I truly believe that are making story. So this one has started everything, and I pay respect to it, but it's not the best in my opinion. As you can see, it gets here in my 4th place from this 5 that we have released already. So we're going to continue now and follow up with the next one. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Hospitality Drum and Bass 2013. So basically here, Drum and Bass 2013 was a massive release. It had a great vibe. It continued with the legacy of the very first one, and of course the past one and the last one. The last one, well, it came after this one, so that one doesn't really count because it's not a legacy. Basically, the next one will count as a legacy, but you get the deal. In this case, 2013 Hospitality Drum and Bass was a great installment. It had many goods and many bads. The ugly, the bad, and the and the good, the pretty, and the ugly. I don't know how you say that. That was a Clint Eastwood phrase, but in this case, great compilation, very solid. 2010 was a great one, but as you can see, 2013 does surpass it because it includes some very good sounds. It basically continues with the legacy of the very first installment, as I mentioned before, but it's a reloaded version. It has a more sophisticated and interesting vibe to it, and that really makes it more important in my opinion, and very sophisticated Okay, so we continue for the number two. The number two, which one is going to be? We have here two options. We either go up or we either go down. So which one is going to be, huh? Which one is going to be? Yes, 2015, it's my number two. And of course, as I mentioned before, and I'm always going to say that 2015, 2012, 2013, basically all the other installments from 2010 to 2013 included around 30 tracks, and this one included 60. And as you can see, this one is not in the first place, but is on the second place because it includes, in my opinion, of course, more quantity over quality if I compare it, of course, with the 2012 installment. In this case, 2015 was a very, very massive installment, and not only massive in sounds and in, of course, in the quantity of sounds that included, but massive in the quality. But if we go to a ratio of sounds and quality sounds, in my opinion, 2012 gets the crown. Great installment, and of course, continuing with the legacy of this hospital, the last installment, we're going to continue on the 2016 and see what comes up after this great, great installment. And then, of course, my number one, which is 2012, in my opinion. Great compilation, great quality, basically, of all the songs that it includes. The half of the songs are great, at the very least. So you're getting a great compilation, great legacy, continuing with the 2010. And of course, the most important thing, in my opinion, is also how greatly and vastly superiorized the concept of hospital. Once the 2011, a major flaw, in my opinion, that they had with that lack of variety and quality, coming up with this compilation was quite the goal to establish and accomplish. 2012 Hospitality was a great installment. By no means it is going to be regarded as the worst of all installments, in my opinion. It's a great installment, and I know that many people out there is as has the same opinion as I do, but maybe they have another favorite. But of course, 2012 was a solid installment, and that's my opinion. Hospitality 2012 gets the first place for the best compilation, and the one that I recommend. Basically, it gets my choice for you to hear. So Hospitality 2012 drum and bass, it's just magical. It's a full of rate of sounds, and it really represents what is hospital at its core. A drum and bass company that really produces all kinds of sounds, and that's what I know when I hear hospital. That's what I can feel from Hospital 2012 Hospitality. So once again, thank you very much for watching, people. This is my opinion and my review. This is what I can let you know about this installments. And if you enjoyed this video, thank you very much. Just continue here for more important videos regarding this music and compilations. If you want to hear more music recommendations, I'll maybe will do more of these in the future. I'll just continue to let you know, and of course, to see that you can hear quality music. So in this case, we're making a visit to the Hospitality series, starting from 2010 all the way till 2015. Thank you very much for everything. Have a great day, morning, evening, afternoon, and of course, see you in the next one. Bye bye.